At first, a truck stop seems like the ideal place for a driver to rest. There's hot food, hot showers, fuel, stores packed with supplies, and almost everything a trucker might need on the road from the outside. It can look like a small city built specifically for truck drivers. So, why do so many truckers hate sleeping there? It is not because of the food. It is not because of the showers. And it is not just because they are exhausted. The real reasons are bigger than that ... and they often start the moment the engine goes quiet, because by the time most people are finishing work for the day, many truck drivers have already stopped driving completely. Not because they are ready to sleep, but because if they wait any longer, there may be nowhere left to park. It sounds strange. A driver still has legal driving hours available, but he is already parked for the night at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes even earlier. Most people imagine truckers drive until they are worn out, then pull over and go to sleep. But that is not how it works. Here is the reality. Federal rules limit how long a driver can legally drive in one day. Once those hours are gone, the truck has to stop. No exceptions, but every other truck on the highway is working under the same clock now. Imagine 500 trucks all heading toward the same few parking lots at almost the same time. There simply are not enough spaces for everybody. Research into America's truck parking shortage has found that during peak hours, as many as 5 trucks may be competing for one open space. 5 trucks, 1 spot. And that is why experienced drivers often shut down at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, long before they actually feel tired. Pull into a major truck stop around 3 o'clock or 4 p.m., and you will see it immediately. Trucks lined up near the exits, engines idling, drivers waiting. Every legal space already taken. Some drivers circle the lot slowly, hoping someone pulls out. Others give up and head to the next truck stop, hoping that one has room. Sometimes it does not. Eventually, one driver gets lucky. He finds a space. His workday is over, at least. That is what it looks like from the outside, but the moment the engine shuts off, a completely different problem begins. He finally has a parking space. Now he can sleep. He climbs into the bunk, closes his eyes. And then he realizes something. The lot is not quiet. It is never quiet, all around him. Refrigerated trailers are running through the night to keep their cargo cold. Food has to stay frozen. Medicine has to stay protected. The engines keep humming right outside the window. Hundreds of diesel units running at once. But even that is not always the loudest part. Trucks continue, arriving all night, midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m. Every single one is searching for the same thing he was searching for hours earlier. Space. Air brakes hiss. Doors slam. Engines start. Engines shut down. A driver backs a 50-foot trailer into the space beside him, and the headlights sweep directly through his cab window. Imagine trying to sleep through that. A parking lot that never really stops moving. There is no real door to close against it, no thick walls. Just thin metal between the driver and a truck stop that operates like a 24-hour gas station. Most drivers do not get deep sleep there. They get sleep in fragments. Drift off, wake up, drift off again. Night after night, year after year, but noise is not the only thing keeping drivers awake. Sometimes it is something worse. A knock on the door that should not be there. A sound near the trailer that does not belong. Because a crowded truck stop at night is not just loud. For some drivers, it can be dangerous. A knock on the cab door late at night, surrounded by strangers, is something many drivers have experienced. Sometimes it is harmless. Someone is lost. Someone needs directions, but sometimes it is not harmless at all. Truck stops are open to anyone. No gate, no ID check. No real way to know who is walking between the trucks at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that openness comes with a price. Cargo theft alone costs the trucking industry billions of dollars every year and unsecured. Parking lots, the exact places where drivers sleep every night, are among the most common locations for it. A thief does not always need to break into the cab. Sometimes all it takes is a sharp tool, a few seconds, and a cut through the side of a trailer. Fuel can be siphoned straight out of the tank while the driver sleeps only a few feet away, so drivers adapt. Some keep a dog in the cab, not just for company but as an alarm. Some install cameras aimed at the trailer doors, recording through the night. Some use extra locks, glove box weapons, motion sensors, and anything else that might give them a warning. Because in a place with no fence and no security guard, a few seconds of warning can matter. But theft and noise are still not the biggest reason drivers struggle with parking. The deeper problem is much larger than any single truck stop. It is a nationwide shortage, and it is getting worse. Here is the part most people never think about. This is not just one bad night. It is not just one unlucky driver. It is happening across the country for more than 20 years. U.S. transportation officials have studied this problem, and the conclusion has stayed the same. There are more trucks on the road than there are legal places to park them, not just in one state, not just on one highway, everywhere. So drivers look for backup options. Rest areas seem like the obvious choice. They are built along the highway. They are free, no reservation needed, but by early evening, many of them are already full too. Some states even limit how long a truck can stay, forcing a half-asleep driver back onto the road in the middle of the night just to avoid a fine. For decades, drivers had another backup plan: Walmart, huge parking lots, free spaces, often trucker-friendly. But that has changed. Walmart used to let individual stores decide for themselves, and many allowed trucks overnight. Today, the number of locations that still allow it has dropped sharply, and it keeps shrinking every year. Trash left behind, noise complaints, city ordinances. One bad night can turn a location that welcomed truckers for years into a place with a sign that says no overnight parking. So, what is left? Sometimes nothing legal. Drivers end up parked on highway shoulders, exit ramps, and the edges of industrial roads, hoping nobody notices before morning. It is not safe, it is not comfortable, and in most places, it is not legal. Police can write tickets for it. And they do, but ask a driver, and many will tell you the same thing. A fine is still better than driving past your legal hours while exhausted, searching for a space that may not even exist. So, with all of that, the noise, the danger, the fines, and the endless search for parking, why do truckers still return to truck stops every single day? Because despite everything, truck stops still offer something few other places can. After all the stress, the risk, and the waiting, why do drivers keep choosing them? Because sometimes they are still the best option available. Walk inside one, and the reason becomes clear fast: a hot shower after 12 hours behind the wheel, clean clothes, a real meal that is not eaten standing up in the cab, diesel pumps that are ready when the tanks are low, Wi-Fi strong enough to call home, mechanics nearby if the truck starts making a sound it definitely should not be making. And then there's something less obvious, but just as important: other drivers. People doing the same job, living the same strange schedule, understanding the loneliness, the hours, and the pressure in a way most people never will. A truck stop is not only food and fuel for some drivers. It may be the only place all day where they speak to another person face to face. So even with the noise outside, the risk of theft, and the battle for a parking space, a truck stop still beats the alternative. Because the alternative might be a dark highway shoulder, no lights, no people, no help nearby if something goes wrong. Compared to that, a crowded, noisy lot full of idling engines suddenly looks a lot safer. It is not perfect, but it is better than what is left. And that is why experienced Drivers have not abandoned truck stops over the years. They have simply learned to play the game differently. After years on the road, drivers stop fighting the problem the hard way. They get strategic. The first lesson is simple: do not wait. Rookies often wait until they are tired, then start looking for parking. Veterans plan the day backward. They choose where they want to sleep first, then they build the route around that stop. That is the real reason behind those strange 2 o'clock or 3 p.m. shutdowns. It is not laziness, it is strategy. Arrive early while spaces still exist, and avoid the chaos altogether. Other drivers avoid truck stops whenever possible. If tomorrow's delivery is at a warehouse or distribution center, they may park there overnight instead. No race for a space, no competition. No hundreds of trucks surrounding them all night, just a quieter lot, and a short walk to the dock in the morning. Some drivers build relationships with certain places. A rest area they trust, a parking lot owner who does not mind, a hidden spot that most other drivers do not know about. You will not find that written in a manual. That kind of knowledge is earned one bad night at a time, but there is one group of drivers who barely deal with this problem at all. Team drivers, 2 people, 1 truck, and one simple advantage: while one sleeps, the other drives. The truck barely stops. So there is no daily race against the clock. No countdown to 3 p.m., no desperate search for parking before the sun goes down. It is not a perfect setup. Sharing a truck with another person 24 hours a day comes with its own problems, but when it comes to parking, team drivers have already avoided one of the biggest fights solo drivers face every day. For everyone else, the search never truly ends. It only gets a little smarter with each year on the road. Tonight, while most people are falling asleep in quiet bedrooms, thousands of truck drivers will spend hours looking for one legal parking space, and even when they finally find it, sleep is not guaranteed. No fence, no silence, no real privacy. Just an idling engine, a thin metal door, and a parking lot that never sleeps either. It is a part of trucking that most people outside the industry almost never think about. So here is the question: if you are a truck driver, what is the craziest truck stop experience you have ever had? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear it. And if you have never driven a truck, be honest. Did you know any of this before watching this video? Let me know below. I read every comment, and if you learned something new today, hit like and subscribe for more videos like this. Because truckers deserve far more recognition and respect than they usually get, and we want the world to understand what life on the road is really like. Thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.